Remember in my last two videos about those episodes suitable for 22-minute episodes, while the first one is not what the second could have been? This one is just like the first one because it's just basically another Rainbow Dash versus Applejack material. There's really nothing going on, and it involves them just trying to get into as many clubs as possible in order to be better than the other. That's basically the entire short. I know I keep jumping into conclusions a lot, but the thing is, that's really what this short is basically about. It's just involving, well, it's just involving Rainbow Dash and Applejack just getting to so many clubs in order to be better, in order to be superior. So it's just basically bragging rights all over again. But that doesn't mean that the short itself is considered boring or mostly uninteresting, because if there's one thing I can give this short credit for, is that it's actually humorous. Other than the fact that we actually get to see Applejack and Rainbow Dash doing so many club activities as possible, the jokes in this is actually kind of good. Mainly the fact involving Applejack just trying to get a fence while Sunset and the other students are doing fencing, which has nothing to do with fencing. I know it's mainly Applejack using that gate as a fence name, but that just doesn't usually work for this type of class. And involving Sunset, involving Rainbow Dash completely getting herself doing an failing at its experiment in the science classroom, which is the thumbnail of this video. Why? Because it's probably the best thing I've seen from this short itself. As for everything else, well, let's just say that the ending, they didn't win. They did not win as part of the Queen of Clubs. Instead, it was Rarity, who was a side character in this, who actually won after she completely went to a fashion club or something, or a fellowship club or something, and took Applejack's pig that Applejack showed at the beginning of the short, and took photos with it. I honestly think that the ending is kind of a different take on the other times we've seen Applejack and Rainbow Dash fight each other, well, face each other on occasions, and I honestly think that this is pretty much a great way to end off the short. But at the same time, other than that, this short is always predictable whether you expect an Applejack and Rainbow Dash material. Not that it's something that you can go against with, but at the same time, I really think that this really goes to show that it just doesn't usually change between Rainbow Dash and Applejack. I get that they're trying to take some ideas from My Little Pony, but considering the fact that this is really what they can do for each short that passes, this is a short that is somewhat better than the last short. That isn't still saying much, considering that this is the same thing that we've seen from the show itself. Granted, people may disagree with me on this, but I really still think that this short didn't need to involve Applejack and Rainbow Dash competing again. Granted, this is a short and I can let it slide, but at the same time, I usually expect something better other than just obvious competition between Applejack and Rainbow Dash. If I was reviewing this in 2017, I would probably feel the same way involving these characters doing this type of activities. But other than that, we just need to accept the fact that Hasbro is just trying to take some material from from My Little Pony and just trying to suit them well for Equestria goers. But then again, I keep saying that for nearly every time, and this is the third or fourth video that I've uploaded for this month. Anyway, I give this short a 6.25 out of 10. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing a short that I'm actually looking forward to, even the fact that it's actually a short. Well, still a short.